Hey, how you doing? I'm going to show you how to play Franz Gruber classic Silent Night. Okay, the first four measures are going to go like this. You're going to use a G chord, but your ring finger is going to go on the B string first, or B string third fret. Here we go. This is going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and... So the left hand stays. It doesn't move at all. Right hand is going to go thumb on the low E string, middle finger on the B string. It's going to go together, and then the thumb goes right to the D string, then index on the G string, and then ring finger on the little string, high E string, and then middle finger on the B string, and index on the G string. So all together, nice and slow. First measure again. 1 and 2 and 3 and... Cool. So the second measure, same chord, G, but we're going to take our ring finger off. So the second measure is going to go 1, 2. So all you're doing with the G chord on the second measure is taking your ring finger off. The other two stays the same. As far as the right hand, it's going to go thumb on the low E, middle finger on the B string. It's going to pluck those at the same time for beat 1. And then the thumb goes to the D string, index to the G string, middle finger goes to the B string, back to your thumb on the D string, and then index on the G string. That's the first two measures. The cool thing is that repeats again. So all together, nice and slow from the beginning. It's going to go. Repeat. That's the first four measures, okay? The fifth measure, we're going to go to this funky D7. We're going to take your index finger and bar on the G, B, and E strings on the 5th fret, and your ring finger is going to go to the 7th fret of the B string. You're going to pluck the low D string that should be open, or it is open, and it's going to go middle finger, thumb on the high E string and the D string together at the same time for beat 1. It's going to go. And it's a quarter note on that last note there. So it's going to go 1, 2. We do that again. 1 and 2 and 3. Again, slow. And you can use your ring finger or the middle finger. I think the middle finger will work, but whatever's comfortable for you. Here we go for measure 5. Plucking the D string and then the high E string together on beat 1. 1, and then thumb on the G string, middle finger or index finger on the B string, then thumb on the G string, middle finger on the high E string. Together slow for that measure 5. So let's add that to the other 4 measures. Here we go. We're going to do the first 5 measures again. Repeat. Measure 5. Okay. Measure 6 is another D7. It's the one we're all familiar with up here. And it's going to be same thing, the D string, and the high E string. And then it goes thumb to the G string, middle finger to the B string, ring finger to the high E string, and then back to the G. So the finger picking pattern is a little bit different from the D7 up here to the D7 here. Let's just go over that. D7 on measure 5. And then D7 up here. What's happening there is they're covering the is gone, the melody notes. Okay, so that's the first 6 measures. Let's play those, the first 6 measures. Start from the beginning. Here we go. Repeat. The next measure goes to the G chord that we're familiar with the ring finger on the high E string. And this is pretty easy. It's just going to go, you pluck the 2 E's, and then go right down to D, G, B, E, and then end it with the G string index finger. This goes. Let's start from the D7s. Let's go right there. Then to the G. Good. The next measure after that, you take your ring finger, all you do is move it up here to the B string like where we started. So those 2 G's together, start with this G, we're holding on that high E string. Okay, let's start from the beginning. We go from the beginning to end of measure 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we go. From the beginning. Repeat. And the G. Okay, the next measure after those G's is C. So you just hold your C, you're gonna pluck the A string and the high E string together, and it's just right down the line. D string, G string, B string, E, and it back up with the G string. It's kind of like the same pattern, picking pattern as the G chord, where we go. Bring this ring finger up. That's a little different. Then we go to the C. This is the same as the G. Okay, so the C chord. Let's do those first. Measure 1 through 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Measure 1 through 9. Here we go from the beginning. C. There we go, C chord. After that C, we're gonna still hold it, but then we need to add our pinky to the high E string. And all it is 1 and 2. That's all I want you to do is 1 and 2, because after that, you're gonna take your fingers off of the chord and just play the and 3 and. So that measure again. So C, C again. Oh, actually, the next measure is C with your pinky. It's gonna go. Take it off. So start with the first C that we play. It's gonna go. Okay, let's do that again. From the first C. Add your pinky. Good. Then we go back to the G chord, and this is the same pattern we started out with. So it's thumb and middle and the ring finger on the B string. Take it off. Back to the C chord. Add your pinky. So that's C with the pinky. So start with the C, it's gonna go. G, just like the intro. C. Okay, starting from the beginning. We're gonna start from the beginning all the way to that C chord. We do that C chord pattern twice. Here we go from the beginning. Funky D7. Back to your G. Me with a G. Here we go, our C chord. Add your pinky. G, just like the beginning. Back to that C chord pattern. Hey, we're almost done. So the next part is going back to the G again. The G pattern that we did at the beginning. Okay, starting from the C chord. We're gonna start from there. Add your pinky. G, just like the intro. C chord. Back to the G pattern from the beginning. All right, okay, let's do it from the beginning all the way to that G pattern that we do twice. So from the beginning. D7. C chord. C with pinky. G for like the beginning. C chord, G just like from the beginning. Okay, the next pattern is that crazy D7 again, but we're going to be adding our pinky. So here's the first 3 beats. It's going to go. So it's thumb and middle, then thumb, index, middle, thumb, index. So D and E string together, then G string, B string, E string, G string, B string. Okay, from there, the next measure, we're going to take our pinky and play it on the 8th fret, and you're going to pluck the D string and the E string, but you're going to get the high C sound. And then it's G string, B string. Take your pinky off because we need that A note. So just those 2 measures. Again, slower. Pinky. Okay, we're going to start from the beginning all the way to the end of the funky D7 part. So here we go. D7. G. C chord, take it off, G just like the beginning, C, G just like the beginning, here's that D7, pinky. Okay, now we got another G part coming. It's just like the previous G, but the finger picking's different. So it's still the low E and the high E together. Then D string, G string, B string, D string, G string. And then the next chord's really easy. All it is just your ring finger going the 7th fret, plucking the D and the high E string. Then it goes back to that G again. And then you do something kind of weird. Take this ring finger, put it on the 3rd fret, B string, then take it off. So it's on the end of 2, it's gonna go 1 and 2 and. So from the funky D7 part, we use the pinky. So we're gonna start from there. We're gonna go pinky, then G chord with a high E string, then the easy chord, back to the G chord, ring finger on the B string. Okay, again from the funky D7 part. From the funky D7 part again. G. Easy chord. Back to the G chord. Get this B string, 3rd fret. Okay, then the second to last measure, this is kind of weird. You're gonna hold D for just 1 and. 1 and then 2 and 3 and you flip to D7. and you just go back down the strings. So it's D, D7 for 2 and 3 and. So D again, and then D7 all the way back. And then ends it with G, but the picking pattern is different from any other G's. It's gonna go low E and the G string together. And then it goes D, G, B, D, G. Again. G. From the beginning, slow all parts. Enjoy.